welcome back to this very terrifying episode of the One and a Half White Guys podcast, or for long, more unsolicited white guy opinions on movies. I'm Nathan, your half white guy.
I'm Nick, your one white guy. I think the more terrifying, the more fun we can have with this.
It's true. I mean, this is quickly becoming a foreign cult film and horror film podcast.
Well, we have no choice.
We have no choice. I mean, listen, we do technically, but let's be honest, we're all trying to keep in line with the SAG strike. We don't want to scab, cross the picket line, anything like that. So we're specifically
stand with them. Yeah.
But let's fully introduce. We are doing Dario Argento's Suspiria, 1977.
Oh, well, these 70s movies are all, these 70s horror movies are all such benchmarks.
They
really are.
Of pure exploitation. That is the best way I could describe it. All of these, we talked about Craven, we talked about early John Carpenter and stuff like that.
They took so many risks in this decade.
Many risks with this, and this really, led to like a great era of like perfection of all of these things were perfected in the 80s in a lot of senses.
Perfected, but
at least American ones.
At least these movies walked so the 80s horror could run.
Absolutely.
But like our Argento, if you think of an Argento movie, you think of this. This is arguably his most well-known movie, his most popular one.
Yeah, clearly this is Argento's most well-known.
And all of his tropes are in it, especially if you've seen so many of his other movies. There's that sense of voyeurism.
Yeah.
There's the attractive young women being stalked and preyed upon and just, gawked at.
Yeah.
And just, what better setting to have than an actual like dance academy?
Than a dance academy. It's true. Let me fully introduce this movie. We are doing Suspiria, 1977 release, directed by Dario Argento, starring Udo Kier as Dr. Frank Mandel. He's only in it for like 3 minutes.
He has one scene.
He
has one scene. But if you don't know who Udo Kier is, Gabriel Byrne punched a hole in his face in Arnold Schwarzenegger's End of Days.
Stefania Cassini as Sarah, and of course, American Jessica Harper as Susie Bannion.
I love her in this.
She does.
And we'll get to her when we get to her. What's the word? She's the perfect avatar for the audience watching this weird world.
She's the everyman. She's kind of like the
exactly.
She's the every person. This would be what we would all be in this situation.
What we all wish we could be, because she is smart. And eventually it does come to a head. There is a lot of this movie where she mostly is off to the side, though, even though she's our lead.
Yeah, she does not witness a lot of things that happen. She just kind of hears about them and then slowly puts them together, or for the sake of the plot, understands them when they need to be. Nick, can you fully introduce the IMDb summary?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
An American newcomer to a prestigious German ballet academy comes to realize that the school is a front for something sinister amid a series of grisly murders. That's great.
Great IMDb summary.
They don't give away what it is, though, thankfully.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Kind of like the one we did, the movie. We won't say what movie we just did. We recorded 2 in one day. If you're looking at our shirts, you can probably tell, though. It's the same shirt. But
if you're obsessed enough with us, then you can tell.
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. So these are great IMDb summaries. They don't give enough away, and it's just interesting enough.
Oh, this pulls you in.
There's many different flavors of horror movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got your typical American slasher. You got your Freddys, your Michael Myers, your Jasons. You got your
the Saws.
You got the Saw, the gore porn, quote unquote. You got the mystical, like supernatural horror with your Exorcists and your Conjurings and stuff like this. This falls into Giallo. And Giallo, I'm actually want to give a quick summary of it if you don't mind.
Please.
I love Giallo. So Giallo is an Italian word, and it's slang for the word yellow. And the reason it's called that is it was modeled after stories that were printed on that pulpy yellow early comic book style paper, super cheap. And a lot of these tropes in these stories were people being stalked, especially women, unfortunately. It's very kind of rooted in a misogyny. there's a conspiracy and somebody's after, there's people murdered, and usually there's
a mystery
and there's a protagonist that kind of has to solve it. And there's elements, it's not always like directly, but there's definitely elements of the supernatural in a lot of these, right? There's a little bit, even if it's something as small as like hypnosis, that's still supernatural. A lot of these Italian directors came out with this specific style of horror movie, especially in the 70s. And the main directors are Argento, Bava, who did
Mario
Bava, who did
Blood and Black Lace.
Yeah, that one. That's the one I remember.
Lace. He also did Planet of the Vampires.
That one,
too.
yeah. And then also Fulci.
Lucio Fulci.
Who did the zombie movies, and that you just
Zombie 2.
Zombie 3.
Fulci, he did stuff such as The City of the Living Dead.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about.
The House by the Cemetery, The New York Ripper, The Beyond. I'm just naming the ones I've seen.
Yeah.
But it's very much down to him and Argento, I think. But Bava really started a lot of this.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Argento and Fulci took it and brought it to where it's most known as. If you don't know who Goblin is, they did the score for the movie. And they did all the music for the movie.
And they did a fantastic job. And I think we can talk more about that in the facts section.
But we can mention Goblin
as well
during talking about this movie.
Yeah.
And by talking about this movie, let's just get right into it. It opens as abruptly as possible because the narration just starts over the opening credits.
The opening credits and the music by
telling
Goblin.
You exactly who this girl is and why she's here.
Exactly.
Probably because they're like, we might need to do this ADR pickup line because no one knows, because we just want to give, maybe we just need a little more exposition.
Yeah.
For those who don't understand what's going on, Goblin starts playing just this creepy
wind chime, like
under earthy, like otherworldly, like gothic score.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's a character in the movie too.
I would describe it as, if you would imagine a score that would be playing during your last fever dream, it would be something like this.
That's a good bit, yeah.
It's kind of, it feels like concoction of noises that seem to fit together. That's the best way I can describe. That's why I describe it as kind of like a dream. It feels like, in dreams you pull things from real life and kind of piece it all together, Frankenstein-like.
Susie Bannion is our lead, played by Jessica Harper. She arrives in Germany. She's been accepted into this prestigious dance academy.
She's an American in Germany.
An American werewolf in Germany.
Oh, God.
And
you spoiled the movie.
No, and I'm not spoiling the movie. Shut up. She shows up. The narration comes on over Goblin's score and the opening credits just rolling. It shows Susie Bannion is an American. She is in Germany for this dance academy. This is the date. Blah, 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 blah.
Because she's a good ballet dancer.
And Goblin almost just kind of like, it's like the music welcomes her to the world she's about to enter.
Yeah.
Because, it's this really cool stylish choice where she's walking through the airport. It's a normal sounding airport.
Yeah.
When those sliding doors open, all the sound drowns out and you just hear Goblin's score.
Yeah.
The doors close, you just hear the sounds of the airport. The
Yeah.
doors open back up, you hear Goblin's score. And then Susie kind of looks like she's noticing it a little bit.
Yeah, she seems to be fully aware something's weird. And we're introduced to Argento's like lighting immediately, because if you remember, she's in that airport. It already looks fucking good. Like the light, like the red light is everywhere. Like it seems super overlit, overexposed in like certain ways. But he plays with color a lot in this movie. So Susie eventually manages to communicate with the taxi driver that picks her up. There's a language difference, that she wants to go to the dance academy that she's accepted at, which is
the Tanz Academy.
Tanz Academy. Fuck it.
some German.
Tanz Academy. And the driver says, okay, and takes her over in the middle of this pouring rain.
She gets to the academy. It's pouring rain. She tries to get at. As she's getting out of the car, another girl just kind of storms out of the academy and
runs out. Yeah,
just runs out. But before she runs away, she flings open the door. She starts yelling something. She just runs away, and Susie's like, "That was weird," and she walks up to the door. She's like, "Hi, I'm here," over the intercom, and the person over the intercom's like,
Go away.
"Yeah." It's pouring rain. Come on, man. No, there's something wrong. But it's a pouring rain. She's got to get inside somewhere. It's the middle of the night. She just got in, so she eventually she takes the taxi back into town. She sees the girl running through the woods.
Yeah.
She's like,
again, they didn't let her in. They were just like, "See ya."
It's very peculiar.
Yeah.
Seeing the rando girl just running through the woods.
Yeah.
But then we cut to that. But then we cut to that rando girl.
Yes.
And she is staying at a friend's house. This gal's name is Pat.
Yeah.
And Pat is shaken up about something, dude.
Yeah.
She's not well. She's freaked out. She's seen some shit. The friend is trying to get anything out of her, but she just says, like, "I just need to crash here. I'm leaving. I'm far gone." She's like, "Yeah, but you just got kicked out. Don't you want to talk about it?" She's like, "No, I don't want to talk about it right now. I just need to get the fuck out of Germany."
Yeah.
Like, well, shit is about to go down when Goblin comes back on.
Loud
and
as
just
shit.
starts hammering it into your eardrums. She looks out the window and sees
a pair of eyes.
A pair of very
cat eyes.
Inhuman yellow eyes. Looking back at her. I would have jumped away from the window, but she decides not to.
She's scared, and then she keeps looking, and then all of a sudden,
the hairiest fucking arm in the world just comes crashing through the side of the window and grabs her and just starts
slams her
and
face,
just starts pulling her face into the glass.
Yeah.
Pat gets like pulled out of the room and onto the roof, where the assaulter proceeds to just stab her repeatedly.
So much so that he manages to stab past her rib cage and just expose her heart to
her beating heart, prosthetic, and then just stabs that.
Stabs it, and the most bright red Kool-Aid blood you've ever seen. He's not a deep red type of director, even though he is a deep red director. It's not dark red. It is like Kool-Aid fruit punch colored blood comes spurting out.
It's glorious.
It's glorious.
It's beautiful looking.
It's so over the top, not real, but
and
it's
then
so
this dude wraps her up in wire, and Pat just falls and just hangs. Like, she just fucking hangs, and it's just one of the. Oh, dude, it's a gruesome death.
It's very fucking
It's a gruesome demise,
it's
and it's
fucking
just,
gross.
And it's gross, but it's also just, she is just dead. It is just the deadest a person could fucking look in a horror movie. She's covered in blood. It's ugly. It's horrifying.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the colors still look beautiful in the background.
At least it's pretty.
Yeah. At least it's pretty looking. You had a nice death. Anyway, that was the first 10 minutes of the movie. It just seems like
Jesus.
I feel like that's 10, 15 minutes into the movie.
What a hell of a cold open. This movie announces its presence. Smash cut to, what a nice, lovely morning. You see, like, the Daniel, the piano player, he arrives to the dance academy.
He's blind. He has a service dog.
Yeah, he looks like Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
And Susie shows up, and she goes
is let in this time.
Is let in this time, and she meets Miss Tanner, who is one of the instructors, dance instructors. And Miss Tanner's like, "We were expecting you last night," and she was just like, "You didn't let me the fuck in." Like, well, she doesn't say it like that. Susie's very polite.
Yeah,
she's nice. She's headstrong. She knows what she wants. She's very opinionated, but she's got this calm, relaxed demeanor to her, and she knows when to be like, when to have a sense of humor and when to just actually like be serious, and be polite, be nice and whatnot. Well, first she meets Madame Blanc, who is
the headmistress.
She's like the deputy headmistress.
She's pretty much, she's in
the
charge.
actual headmistress nobody ever sees.
No one sees.
No one ever sees. But Madame Blanc is played by Joan Bennett, who is very great in this. She's another American actress. Her dialogue's all expository though.
Yeah.
Everything. She's there to explain things.
She's there to give you some more context.
All lots of context and whatnot. It's all a lot. There's that camp element in these giallo movies for you, where the storytelling maybe takes a back seat to the style, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Susie is introduced to some other dancers.
Yeah.
Specifically Olga and Sarah. Who are like one of the funniest parts of the movie. Olga is just this, I'm the hottest bitch here.
Yeah.
Like that's all she is.
Yeah.
And so Olga, this is Susie. She's going to be staying with you and just be like, oh, we're going to be roommates, bitch.
Yeah.
We meet Sarah, who's just kind of like just this mousy, jittery kind of student who befriends Susie.
Yeah.
And this was funny when Olga is like, your name starts with S, like a snake. And then Sarah just starts sticking her tongue out at her.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And I'm watching that scene. It's a funny ass scene, but I'm like, what are they, 5?
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll learn more about this in the facts section.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we're gonna learn a little bit about that.
We're gonna learn more about snakes.
Yeah, more about snakes. But the rest of this movie has a good mystery to uncover, a plot that they got to figure out, some good death. There's even some animal cruelty in it at one point.
Oh well.
Okay, it wasn't a real thing. All right, it was just like there.
They killed Bela Lugosi.
No. Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the stool.
This is fucking unrealistic. I will campaign for NC-17. But regardless, this is a really fun,
Suspiria
great movie.
Rocks, dude.
So
it
much
rocks
fun.
in every sense of the word. It's oh man, and it's not too long too. It really isn't.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half, hour 40.
It's an hour 40.
Yeah.
It's about an hour 40.
It's a great little like stylistic movie, and honestly, like you can watch this movie.
This is
under the influence or sober. I think you get a lot of
this
good
horror
experience.
movie has a very high rewatchability factor to it.
Yeah.
I'd say it's Argento's best.
Shall we go to the fact section?
Yes.
All right. Again, these are real facts about the movie that I've researched and written down, and Nick has never seen these before. He's going to read them live for you. Again, these are real facts, just with some other stuff included.
Fact number 4. Director Dario Argento's original idea for the film was that the ballet school would be for girls no older than 12. However, the studio and his own father, producer Salvatore Argento, denied his request immediately because a film this violent involving children would not have even made it into a theater. Begrudgingly, Dario raised the age limit of the girls to 20 years, but did not rewrite the script, hence why all the female characters seem very naive.
Yeah, like that's the truth. He was like, he wrote it for like children. That's why some of them deliver the lines and they're like, what are you, like 12? Yes, that's exactly what they seem like. They're 12 because that's how he wrote it for. But then also, let's be honest here. Imagine somebody pitches you the script and you look at it, you go, no, you can't film this. They're never, listen, you can make it. Do you want it to ever be seen? Nobody is going to be able to show this. Like you're like, these children are going to be fucking brutally killed on camera. This is horrible. This is horrific. But see, that's the whole fucking.
That's weird, man. Yeah,
it's very
originally intended for it to be just children.
Yeah, and I want to talk about this as well. That's why all the doorknobs are placed strangely in the movie. Because you know how the doorknob is up by their heads, so all the girls have to like reach up to open doors. Have you noticed that?
No.
All the doorknobs, like a lot of doorknobs are like, if the female character's here, the doorknob's like right here, so they have to do that. So they seem like children. He specifically raised the doorknob on the set for that reason. Because he wanted that child like bigger. Because a normal doorknob is what? Here, like right where your waist is, because that's a normal thing. But they're up here, for like adult women. This is just a fact about how Dario Argento hates women.
I've seen his movies.
I know.
Don't you think I know that?
Yeah. It's just like
I've seen what he's cast his own daughter in, dude.
You know what'd be really fucked up? If fucking like they look and all of the girls' dormitory doorknobs are up here and all the boys are like normal height. It's just like
that is interesting. Sorry, side note, what's the most brutal death of a kid in a movie you can think of?
Attack on Precinct 13.
I wanted a vanilla twist.
It's like, oh my God.
Whoa, dude. Kill more children in movies, Hollywood.
Yeah, come on, Jurassic Park.
Show us you got the
Come
balls.
on, Jurassic Park. That's what we want to see. A kid needs to get mauled by a dinosaur on camera. We haven't had that yet. Should we rate the movie?
Yeah.
Why don't you, what are you thinking? Your rating?
Dude, I give it an 84.
84. Damn.
I love this movie.
Firing from the hip quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go ahead and give this 75.
Yeah,
75.
nice.
75 and 84. I'm going to go ahead and add that
Love
up.
Suspiria.
So 84 plus 75 divided by 2 is a 79.5. So we're almost at an 80. Almost at an 80.
Very
Almost.
nice.
Nice.
Suspiria, would you say it's a good Halloween pick?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
It definitely is like a good Halloween pick. There's enough twists and turns to keep you all interested and really do it. And there's enough gore to really just enjoy
It'll satisfy you gore hounds.
Yeah.
And it's just one of the benchmark Giallo movies, really.
Yeah.
It's timeless. I think it's held up wonderfully, and I just can't get enough of it. It's one of the most entertaining little horror films I've ever
Yeah,
seen. I do love Suspiria.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to this episode of the 1.5 White Guys podcast, or more unsolicited white guy opinions on movies for long. Be sure to rate us, follow us, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts from. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at 1.5 White Guys podcast, on TikTok at 1.5 White Guys, or now streaming our videos on YouTube, which is hopefully where you're watching this one, at 1.5 White Guys.
And be sure to tell a friend to listen to the podcast where we say we're going to talk about a movie, and we kind of talk about the movie.
Yeah, thank you for listening. And what's that out the window out there? Oh, shit.
You just stabbed me.
Just stabbed. Brutal glass ceiling through it. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you later. Bye.
Peace.
Who gives a fuck about movies?
Who gives a fuck about